काकः कृष्णः पिकः कृष्णः को भेदः pika-kaakayoh Vasanta-samaye praapte काकः काकः pikah pikah.
Today we are going to sit with one of the most beloved verses of the Sanskrit wisdom tradition, a small verse with a very sharp point. It comes from the Subhashita Ratnabhandagara, the great treasure house of well-spoken gems. Listen to it first. Kaakah krishnah, pikah krishnah, ko bhedah pika-kaakayoh. Vasanta-samaye praapte, Kaakah, pikah. The crow is black, the Koel is black. So what is the difference between the Koel and the crow? Wait, says the poet. When springtime arrives, the crow is a crow and the Koel is a Koel. Let us take it word by word. Kaakah is the crow, and the word itself is a piece of poetry. It comes from the crow's own harsh cry, ka, ka. The crow is literally named after its voice. Remember that. It is the hidden joke of the verse. Krishna means black, from the root krish, that which draws in all light. Pika is the koel, the Indian cuckoo, the glossy black songbird of Sanskrit poetry. Ko bhedah, what difference? And bhedah comes from the root bhid, to split, to cleave. Not just difference, but the hidden line along which two things that look joined will one day come apart. Then the turn. Vasanta-samaye praapte. Vasanta is spring, from the root vas, to shine, the season when the hidden life of the world shines out. Samaya means the appointed moment. Praapte means arrived. So, when the appointed moment of spring has arrived. And then the famous ending. Kaakah, pika. The crow is simply a crow. The koel is simply a koel. Notice something beautiful in the grammar. In the first line, both birds need an adjective, black, to be described. In the second line, there are no adjectives at all. Each bird is described only by itself. When truth expresses itself, it needs no qualifier. Now this verse is anonymous, as most Subhashitas are. It was composed for the world of courts and assemblies, where kings and ordinary people faced the same problem we face today. The impostor and the genuine person look identical at first glance. And nature supplied the perfect image. The male koel really is almost indistinguishable from a crow. Same size, same glossy black. In fact, the koel lays its eggs in crows' nests. Nature herself has tangled these two together. But when spring comes, the mating season, the koel pours out the panchama, the fifth note of the musical scale, the sound that all of Sanskrit poetry associates with springtime. And the crow? The crow can only caw. So what is this verse really teaching? First, that appearance is a costume and essence is a voice. Blackness is shared, the song is not. Surface traits, the degree, the title, the uniform, the vocabulary, tell you nothing about what is underneath. Second, notice that the test arrives on its own. The grammar says, Vasanta-samaye praapte, when spring has arrived. You do not schedule your spring. Circumstance schedules it for you. And here is the subtle part. The revealer in this verse is not hardship, it is opportunity. Spring is generous to both birds equally. Given the same abundance, one sings and one caws. Power, prosperity, and platform reveal character just as surely as suffering does. Third, the verdict is self-published. No judge condemns the crow. Each being, by opening its mouth, announces what it is. A sister verse says it plainly. The crow is disgraced by its own voice. The Koel is adorned by its own voice. This wisdom echoes everywhere. The Bible says, "By their fruits you shall know them." Epictetus taught that circumstances do not make a person, they reveal him. Warren Buffett says that only when the tide goes out do you discover who has been swimming naked. And modern psychology agrees. Signal detection theory tells us that in noisy, low information conditions, you simply cannot distinguish the genuine from the fake. The wise move is not to force a judgment, but to wait for a high signal moment. Biology adds the idea of costly signals. Color can be mimicked, but the Koel's song cannot be faked because the crow physically cannot produce it. Trust the signals that cannot be counterfeited. So let me leave you with 3 questions for your own manana, your own inner churning. First, where in your life are you the crow, coasting on appearance, on the shared black feathers of a title or a role, with no song prepared for the day the real test arrives? Second, where are you the Koel in winter, genuinely capable but unrecognized? And if so, are you quietly perfecting your song, or are you cawing louder to compete with crows? Third, whom have you judged in winter, written off or over-trusted, without ever seeing them in their spring? And one practice to carry into today. The Koel does not learn the panchama in April. It carries the song all through winter. So choose the one skill that would distinguish you when your spring arrives, and give it 30 unseen, unglamorous minutes every day, before any visible work, before any performance. And when you feel the urge to promote yourself in some ambiguous moment, silently say the words, Vasanta-samaye praapte, when spring arrives, and let the moment pass. Put the energy into preparation instead, because spring always comes, and when it does, no announcement will be necessary. The crow will be a crow. The Koel will be a Koel. Kaakah, kaakah, pika-kaakayoh.
काकः कृष्णः पिकः कृष्णः को भेदः pika-kaakayoh वसन्तसमये प्राप्ते काकः काकः पिकः पिकः